Free for you and me. What our First Amendment means. Written by Christy Mihaly. Illustrated by Manu, Montoya. Our country's free. What does that mean for you and me?
You can't say that.
Yes, I can.
It's a free country.
Let's go back to when the United States was first created. We declared our independence from the far-off British throne. For ourselves and our descendants, we would write laws of our own. And so, we wrote the Constitution, forming a new government with rules for every institution, Congress, courts, and president. This document would rule the nation, but there was still more work to do. Then we had the inspiration to add a list of freedoms, too. The First Amendment's 5 protections guard free speech, free press, and more. Our liberty to state objections helps democracy endure. Freedom of religion. The Constitution makes this clear. Every faith is welcome here. There's not just one our laws protect, for all alike deserve respect.
When President George Washington visited Newport, Rhode Island in 1790, the people of the Jewish synagogue there had a question for him.
Mr. President, under this new United States Constitution, will our religion be protected?
Yes, of course. You're welcome here no matter what religion you follow. The government of the United States, which gives to bigotry no sanction, to persecution no assistance, requires only that they who live under its protection should conduct themselves as good citizens.
This means that each of us can pray and celebrate in our own way. Freedom of speech. Because no one is always right, our founders wisely stated, "We'll make sure everyone can speak, so thoughts can be debated." The First Amendment says that you can share your point of view, agree or disagree, discuss, say what you think is true. In 1798, Congressman Matthew Lyon was arrested for criticizing President John Adams.
I was in jail for 4 months for insulting the president.
That's wrong. I have freedom of speech. But he was still re-elected to Congress.
I'm out. And in the next election, I'm voting for Thomas Jefferson to be president.
Thomas Jefferson beat John Adams. He's the new president. I promise I'll be president for everyone. And, by the way, the First Amendment guarantees that Americans have freedom of speech. As I always say, Americans are entitled to think freely and to speak and to write what they think. And if we listen carefully to one side, then the other, we'll have the chance to understand and learn from one another.
That book looks boring. But I like that book. Can't we read it, please? I can say what I think about it. Of course you can. It's a free country. If you haven't heard the book, how do you know if it's good or bad?
Mr. Vargas, please read that book to us.
Then we will know if we like it.
Freedom of the press. In a democracy, people need news, facts to consider when forming their views. That's why reporters keep track of events, asking hard questions to help things make sense. They tell us the facts of the world on our screens and on podcasts, in papers and news magazines. Knowledge is power. Free press is the key. We must know the truth if we want to stay free.
Look, this newspaper story says the mayor is planning to close our playground, and he wasn't going to tell anyone. Oh no! That's terrible! I'm glad that reporter found out the truth. And then she wrote it in her newspaper story. Now we could try to save our park. I bet the mayor is mad. Do you think the reporter was afraid she'd get into trouble? It's a free country. That means when she got the facts, she could put them in the paper.
Freedom of assembly. Freedom of assembly means Americans can show, with marches and with rallies, what they want the world to know. Let's have a demonstration. We'll gather those who care to sing, parade, and protest, and make others more aware. Freedom to petition the government for redress of grievances. When we want to tell our leaders that they're doing something wrong, we can bring them a petition, and they'll hear our voices. Strong. Politicians need to hear us. We're the ones they represent. Our leaders keep their jobs only if we give consent. Redress means when you fix something or make it better, and a grievance is a complaint or a problem.
Like closing the playground?
Right. And we're asking the mayor to fix that. Sign here.
The freedom of religion, of speech, and of the press. The right to peaceful meetings. The right to seek redress. These 5 important freedoms are democracy's foundation. Know these rights, defend them, and we'll build a stronger nation.